support.
But they are all around the nation feeling the toll of what it means to not be supported and not be respected by the people at the top. We need to make sure these men and women feel as though they are the heroes that we know that they are.
The nation's top cop, Attorney General Merrick Garland, on Wednesday participating in a wreath-laying ceremony ahead of National Police Week, which honors members of law enforcement who lost their lives in the line of duty. This comes as agencies across the country struggle with retention, recruitment, and funding, especially in the wake of the Defund the Police movement.
We need to bring the rhetoric down regarding policing. We need to make this a more attractive job again. The way we do that is by having fully supported by our elected lawmakers.
Crime is soaring from coast to coast. In Washington, D.C., violent crime is up 10%, homicides up 15%, and a 12% uptick in robberies. All this as the Marshall Project is reporting a nationwide loss of approximately 18,000 law enforcement officers since 2020.
And safe law enforcement equals safe communities. And safe communities equals safe law enforcement.
And the CEO of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund is urging Congress to step up and back the blue. In Washington, Griff Jenkins, Fox 2 News.
St. Louis City Police are looking for a missing woman tonight. They say 21-year-old Nikita Campbell came to St. Louis and had been staying with an unknown male she met online at an unknown address. According to her family, Ms. Campbell has a disability that makes her vulnerable. She was last seen in the downtown St. Louis area on April 28th. She also has no phone. Anyone with information regarding her whereabouts is urged to call police. There are now 2 weeks left in the spring legislative session in Springfield, and that means it is officially budget season. Revenue numbers after tax season come in way lower than the state was expecting. Illinois' financial analyst expected there to be a dip since the state set records with tax revenue last year. But this year that number plummeted by $1.84 billion. The estimates only affect the current budget, and analysts didn't lower the estimates for next year's budget, which they will be passing in a couple of weeks.
It causes more of a problem trying to finish out the current fiscal year, which ends June 30th, than it does in our planning for the next fiscal year.
The state is already planning for a recession over the next couple of years. Part of this year's budget negotiations are about scaling back spending to avoid future problems. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker signed into law a bill that helps some first responders impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. It will provide disability benefits to Chicago firefighters and police officers who had the virus and it left them permanently disabled. Comptroller Susana Mendoza has been pushing to get this bill passed after her brother became permanently disabled from the virus and couldn't get benefits from the city's Pension Disability Board.
If there is shame, there's a lot. Every single one of that bit of shame falls upon that pension fund. And as I said before, the soon-to-be prior mayor, because that is where the failing happened. And today, thankfully, we get to correct this injustice.
Under the law, Chicago first responders would only receive the benefits if their illness from COVID-19 fell between March 9th of 2020 and June 30th of 2021 before COVID vaccines were available. For the 6th consecutive year, Schnucks Markets is proud to support the Folds of Honor Foundation through a Roundup at the Register campaign. Folds of Honor is a nonprofit organization that honors the sacrifices of fallen and disabled military veterans, and new this year, first responders by providing educational scholarships to their spouses and children. Last year's efforts raised $850,000, which funded 170 scholarships. The Roundup program is running now through May 30th. Well, the Give STL Day website is now back up and running after crashing this morning. The day is dedicated to 24 hours of giving to nonprofits across the area. This region-wide Giving Day will offer nonprofits the opportunity to raise operating funds to help sustain their work after a year of fundraising cancellations, financial challenges, and program disruptions. The total keeps going up for the more than 900 organizations being chosen by you. And right now, it stands at more than $2 million. Where you invest your money in the spot in the nation's capital. Hear from the Illinois treasurer and other lawmakers about why companies should not push their political agendas on clients when they're looking at possible investment opportunities. You're watching Fox 2 News at 5, local coverage you can count on.
At some point in our lives, we're going to go through testing and trial and grieving. It's during those times that we need to just be still, wait, and let our heart rest.
Brought to you by Foundation Recovery Systems, your foundation and waterproofing experts.
You were always so dedicated. We worked hard to build up the shop, save for college and our retirement. But we got there thanks to our advisor and Vanguard. Now I see who all that hard work was for. It was always for you. Seeing you carry on our legacy, I'm so proud.
At Vanguard, you're more than just an investor. You're an owner, setting up the future for the ones you love. That's the value of ownership.
With over 55 years of experience in protecting health and property from pests, we know how to deliver the real long-lasting